Welcome back to the GameStar Season 2 ANZ qualifiers for Heroes of the Storm. We are back with the last game of Week 2. It is going to be Nomia up against Mission Improbable on Towers of Doom. We have to see how it goes. Nomia actually managed to lose a game against Morton's list, so whether or not they will actually influence some of their play, but they are still probably considered the strongest still in the region. Just a bit of a hiccup here and there. It's not too much of a problem. That they should be fine heading forward. As Mission Improbable have had a pretty decent day, picking up a few wins here and there. We'll have to see how they stack up against the big dogs though. Nomia already banning out that Tassadar, not wanting to first pick it. And actually it's going to be the Chromie first ban from Mission Improbable, not wanting that to end up coming into the draft later down the line. So we'll have to see what the first pick is going to be. Nomia do have a lot of options to go with. There's things like the Dahaka if they want to go for the more global presence. There's also the Falstad if they want to go towards that as well. And then there's things like the Malfurion. There's the Lucio if we've seen a couple of times be picked up first, but it is going to be the Dahaka first pick. Really wanted to lock down that global presence. Alright, so there we go. Now we're into the first picks for Mission Improbable. See what they go with. We have the last time we saw Towers of Doom. I was trying to think locally what last time it was. But we do usually see a fair amount of globals picked. We wouldn't be too surprising to see the Falstad picked up. But this is also the kind of map where Lost Vikings can get a little bit of value and be a real pain as they run around the map and pick up advantages left, right, and center. But I'm not sure that'll be something to pick up right away. But the Arthas is going to be snagged away right at the start, not wanting to allow Ben that option. And also the Arthas has been very strong, can get a lot of work done, and also the Malfurion, one of the highest priority supports. So taking that away, a very strong start to the draft for Mission Improbable. Alright, so it is going to be the Li Ming. Really want to get some of that damage started early in this draft. Not necessarily going to be strangled out when it comes to the support role, so they could probably work towards the rest of their lineup and see where they can fit. They can try and be a little bit more flexible with their support role rather than just jumping on it just because you can early on. But the Li Ming will be able to get a lot of work done on this map, can do a lot of damage, especially going into the Arthas should be quite fine. The magic damage stacking up quite well against the physical armor of the Arthas, and also she can stall out a lot of these points with the arcane missiles. Can be really annoying to deal with. We'll have to see what Mission Improbable can do about it. And also the Muradin picked up Rabadova, very strong on the hero, so always a fun thing to see him on that hero. It's going to be the Lucio Bandit on the side of Mission Improbable. That's one of the other high priority supports that have been taken away. That's leaving pretty much something like the Rhaegar or even the Karazim to fall back on for supports. It is going to be the ETC band on the side of Nomia, not wanting to allow that to go through. They already have their front line pretty much set in stone, so they can be pretty comfortable to take away some of those other warriors which could end up falling onto their opponent's side. And it's going to be the Zeratul pickup, which could also be seen as a bit of a takeaway from Fat94, who has shown very strong play on that hero in the past, not wanting to allow him to grab that one up. So it's going to be the Diablo to supplement that front line for Mission Improbable. Alright, and now we're coming into the last two picks for Nomia. Will probably be something wouldn't be surprised to see something like the Greymane and the Rhaegar. I mean, the Rhaegar, the support pick could change depending on what they want. I mean, the Rhaegar is one of the high priority ones right now. Of the ones that are left, there's things like the Karazim, which I mentioned earlier. They used an Uther earlier, which could also be used here. We have seen the Uther come in as a bit of a reaction to the Zeratul. You see him turn up, you just hit him with a hammer and the rest of the team can blow him up. So that wouldn't be too much of a surprise to see them go towards the Uther. They had shown it earlier tonight. So I'll be interested to see if that's the path they go, and also going forward towards another damage dealer. It's actually going to be the Tychus, who do quite well against these beefy frontliners of the Arthas and the Diablo. The Shred will be able to do a lot of work, and he should be quite safe in doing so. As it is going to be the Kharazim to finish that off, not wanting to go a little bit too fancy with the support pick. Kharazim can do just fine. He can pump out a fair amount of damage if need be, so I have to see just how this Kharazim ends up getting played. And now we're on to the last pick for Mission Improbable. It's going to be the Gul'dan, so there's a decent amount of spell damage, but it's also a consistent amount of damage coming out of the Gul'dan. I have to see if he's able to set up and really start dealing a lot of that damage across to the Nomia lineup. Because if they start getting hit by it, it's the healing. Well, Kharazim's healing is a bit of one of his iffy points. He can do a lot of work, but his healing can be a little bit questionable at times. So I have to see if he's able to keep up with the amount of damage that this Gul'dan is able to pump out. But this is going to be Nomia versus Mission Improbable for the last game of Week 2 on Towers of Doom. Alrighty, so we have on the blue side, it is Nomia. We have Fat94 on the Tychus, Robodoba again on the Muradin, Vanilla on Kharazim, John on Li Ming, and Arcana on the Dahaka. And on the red side, we have Mission Improbable. We have Flaze on the Gul'dan, Burger Games on the Arthas, Avatar on Malfurion, Sovereign on Zeratul, and Slick Sloth on the Diablo. Alright, so looking at the level 1 talent, it is going to be Perfect Storm, going towards the Force Armor, a very important for the Li Ming to actually pick up against something like the Gul'dan, who is taking a lot of damage early on at the level 1, as they do manage to drag in the Diablo, putting a lot of damage down onto him. He's trying to get out of there, but he doesn't actually get out quick enough and does fall. The Avatar on the Malfurion does fall as well, going a little bit too far forward to try and help out his team, and that's going to be 2 very early kills going over to Nomia. Alright, and now that they have that very nice early advantage, they are just going to actually, let me just do this. They're going to move elsewhere on the map and start pushing in all the lanes, trying to just soak up and get those little XP advantages. They already have half a level lead, and they're trying to get something to happen onto this Zeratul, but manages to get out of there, only dealing a bunch of damage, but takes a fair bit from the towers in return. They actually had the Kharazim on his own in the bottom lane against the Diablo, but this is going to be a bit of punching back and forward. He has taken the Iron Fist, so it doesn't heal as much as he would if he was taking the healing level 1, but he should be okay to do a fair amount of heals regardless. They're trying to get in onto the Arthas, but the rest of the team from Mission Improbable are here to help out, and they're just going to back away from that. Just keep the wave clear up and just keep on going aggressive, as Robodoba is now in a bit of an awkward position. Does take a lot of damage coming out from members of Mission Improbable. The root comes out from the Arthas, and they should be able to take him down. They do manage to take him, but the Arthas falls at the same time. The Zeratul is very low as well. They do manage to get away thanks to the roots coming out of the Malfurion, but now that they've been forced all the way back, the altars are coming up, and this is a good opportunity for Nomia to get into position to take at least 2 of them. They don't necessarily need to go for all 3. They can play it quite safe and still get 2 of them. They're going to work towards their own one, and then maybe have Arcana burrow his way down, stalker his way down to help out with this bottom one. We do have the Zeratul coming across to try and maybe stall out Arcana's capture of this point. But they do actually manage to take down the Malfurion, is stepping a little bit too far forward, and this is going to allow Fat94 to channel this point. There's going to be absolutely nothing that the Diablo is going to be able to do to stop him. And now that they've grabbed it, they can start to work towards their own one as the members of Mission Improbable are trying to get very aggressive on the point, trying to force him away from it. They are starting to make their way towards it as Muradin is making his way across. They do realize he's there. They're going to start getting very aggressive on him. He does blink away, and now he's going to be in a very awkward position. They managed to lock him down. The damage is coming through. They don't have the healing there just yet. Avatar does come through, but it's a little bit too late, and the Zeratul does ball. A nice kill coming across for Nomia yet again, and they should be able to grab their own altar in peace now. And at the same time, they had the Karazim taking down that bottom camp, but that is going to apply a bit of pressure, knock down some of those towers as Fat94 playing very aggressive with his Tigers, pushing forward, forcing the members of Mission Improbable to make a decision. Do we just walk away, or do we try to make a play and pretty much take a bit of a guess whether or not the rest of the team is going to be there to just follow up on the Tigers' aggression? But they are just going to use this time and the knowledge of where the enemy team is to take this bottom camp away from the members of Mission Improbable. We see the Skuldan in a bit of an awkward position is now going to be getting... Oh, he almost gets caught out by the tongue drag, but it will manage to survive in the end. If that managed to take him out, it would catch him. It would have taken him out. As on the bottom side again, Avatar on the Malfurion gets caught out in rotation, and they're just going to keep on applying pressure to this bottom side of the map. This camp is going to come crashing in onto the base and take it very low. It's down to half. They don't have the minions there to help out, or at least to tank it, but they do get the next wave, and now they're going to start pushing in. Vanilla taken quite low by the Zeratul. He does get charged in by the Diablo, but there's enough damage there coming out from Nomia, and they're just going to walk over him and take the 2 kills, and they're also going to take this fort, well, at least the bell tower. And now it's going to force Mission Improbable to play a very reactive game from here on out. They're going to be needing to react and grab these bell towers in response, or else they're going to be behind this entire game. But this is allowing Nomia to be ahead on the rotation game. They can go wherever they want. If they want to go top, they can do that. They can push in and start working on capturing some other bell towers. We have Robodoba moving towards the mid lane to try to get that pushing, but now it looks like we have the push coming in on the bottom side. Fan is playing very aggressive with his defense of this bell tower, not allowing the members of Mission Improbable to just take that back for free. We have Robodoba on the wings, looking to catch out a member stepping forward a little bit too far, but now that the altars are about to spawn in about 10 seconds, they're starting to work towards it. They do have that camp moving in. If they allow that to keep on going through, there will be 3 free shots onto the core of Mission Improbable. They are going to go very aggressive. They go in onto the Arthurs, who is taking a lot of damage. Robodoba goes in. Arcana on the backline as well. They're taking a lot of damage, but they take down the Arthurs immediately. They also take the Malfurion, so that's all the healing down. And this is just a whitewash going over to Nomia. And Robodoba doesn't even fall. They almost take down the Diablo as well. In the end, it's just going to be a 4-for-0. And now they are going to be able to take both of these altars as well. They grab the first one, and now they're going to start moving towards the boss. They have the time to do so. They have the healing and also the damage to do so. And because they have the extra bell tower, they're doing so much damage with all of these shots. So they grab that. They grab the boss. They grab the second point. So that's another 10. So that's 14 shots in just that one play. A very strong start coming out from Nomia, and there's... I'm not sure what Mission Improbable are going to be able to do to get back into this. They're just a step behind the play each and every time, as Arcana is coming in behind the play. They do have heroics to into this next fight. They just go all in onto Foka Games, who's taking a lot of damage, as Arcana is taking it in return. But with the adaptation, he's able to stall just long enough for the team to come in, as the Malfurion is the first target. He absolutely just gets demolished immediately. The others goes down as well. The Gul'dan dies trying to take back that bell tower, and again it's another fight going over to Nomia, and this is just going from bad to worse for Mission Improbable. They're not even close to their heroics, and they're just getting walked over right now. Another camp coming in for Nomia. They're going to push that in. It's going to be very hard for the Diablo to actually deal with that, especially with all 4 members of Nomia here, while the Dahaka is trying to get push elsewhere, trying to get them another bell tower for the next push. But actually, the rest of the team for Mission Improbable are here in time to stop, or at least stall out these not the web weavers, wrong map. Anyway, those sappers, but they are putting themselves in a bit of a precarious position, as they are coming up against this Thor from Fat94 on the Tychus, doing so much work, and this is just stalling out the defense of Mission Improbable. They're just keeping them around as the Diablo falls to the poke from this lineup, and this is just allowing this Dahaka to keep pressure up on the other side of the map. They have to actually defend here to take back this bell tower. They're just going to be hemorrhaging core shots every time the altars are up. They do take a lot of damage because they don't have their support around. This probably will cause them to give up this bell tower. Sovereign does try to get the Leming, but does manage to recall. The Flaze does go very low, and looks like he will be able to take the kill back onto Fat, as the healing is going to be there in the nick of time. He does survive. The Zeratul tried to finish him off, and the Corruption was about to do it, but just didn't have enough in the end. That's going to be another couple of kills going over to Team Nomia, and they are just having a field day with this team. Just cleaning them up left, right, and center, and we have Arcana almost taking down this top bell tower. But they just are going to settle for the 5 shots that they have for this altar. They are very much in control of this game. It's actually going to be the Reign of Vengeance coming out. Is it the Reign of Vengeance? Reign of Destruction. The Reign of Vengeance is for Valor, but still it is not the most common of options, as we do get the Twilight Dream going to be used onto Robodoba, but he did get the Avatar, or yes, the Avatar off in time, and now he is attacking Avatar, and he is so very low. The Void, not the Void, it is the Void Prison. I got it right the first time, and I messed it up and made a fool of myself. Anyway, they are all falling. That's going to be 3 down. They're going to keep on pushing in. They have 2 camps walking in to this base. They're going to get probably all 6 shots onto the core, and they are just forcing away the members of Mission Improbable. They do have the members here trying to force them away. The wave did come in time, but they're just not there in time. There's going to be a few shots, and the rest all go flying in. They have all 6 bell towers under their control, and now because they have all 6, it's going to be firing off a shot every few seconds. But they do manage to lock down Fat 94, but he is able to get out just in time. The mortar coils are not going to be enough. Manages to get himself away, but Sovereign does go diving in. The healing coming in from the Karazim is going to be enough, but the strike coming out from the Zeratul is going to finish him off, being a little bit too far forward, but still the damage has been done. They do manage to get the bell tower to stop shots firing at their core, but they're just losing people left and right. They've lost 3, and it looks like they're going to lose another one as the Diablo gets dragged back. He does get locked down, but the damage was just not there out of mana on John on this Leming. But with both of these altars up, this could very well just be the game. They still have 5 of the bell towers plus an extra shot, and I don't believe there will be much on the side of the core for Mission Improbable, and that could very well just be the game right there. Vanilla and Robodoba playing very far forward, as they are just, I think, playing with their food right now. Robodoba is now 1 against 4, now against 5, as Vanilla is going to be taken very low by this Zeratul, who is trying to get himself away. The Void Prison does come across. They do take down the Karazim, but now it's going to be a 4v5 for Nomia to try and take. The heroics are up, but Malfurion gets taken down right at the start. The Reign of Destruction gets cancelled early because he needs to readjust his positioning. The Apocalypse does come in and lock down a couple of members, but they don't have the damage coming in. The Zeratul falls in the end. The Gul'dan falls as Arcana is on the back line just taking care of business. The Arthas falls. The Diablo is the last one to go down, but with that fight going over very handily in favor of Nomia, they should have the time and the space to just grab these altars and finish off this game, and that is going to be Nomia taking the game quite convincingly. Well done to them.